Yeah. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining the session and good morning everyone once again. So today we are going to learn an topic called commit process. Okay. So what is a commit and why we are using commit in the Palo Alto firewall and what is the purpose of it. Okay. So actually, we will be in the Palo Alto firewall. We will be having two types of configurations. Okay, so one is candidate configuration, and other one is a running configuration. Okay, so candidate configuration means whatever we are making changes on the firewall that will be available in the candidate configuration. Okay, you have a requirement to create a policies or you have a requirement to configure something on the firewall, so you have configured everything. Okay, so that will be all whatever the changes that you have made, that will be available in the candidate configuration. Okay, this is before, we can call it as a before commit. Whatever the changes that you have made, whatever the changes done, that will be available in the candidate config. Okay, so once the changes are made, if the changes are available in the candidate config, okay, so that will not be a sufficient. Okay, if you want, if whatever the configuration that you have made, and if that want to reflect in your that the whatever the changes that you have made, that that the changes may take effect only whenever there is in a running configuration. Okay, so if you have created some policy to allow the traffic. Okay, so there is some traffic. Let's suppose take one scenario. There is some Facebook traffic is blocking for some users. So you have created a policy in such a way that you are allowing the Facebook for them. So once you made the changes, that will not take effect. Okay. So until unless the configurations move from candidate config to running config. So what we have to do to move that candidate config to running config is we have to do a commit. Okay, once you click on the commit, so the configuration will move from candidate config to running config, and once commit is made, the changes or configuration will move to the running config. Okay, once the commit made instance, the commit has to be successful, 100% successful, then only the changes will reflect in the configuration. Okay, if something is happened in between, and if there is any syntax errors, or there is any wrong configuration you have done, if that configuration is failed in between, the configuration will not move to the running configuration. Okay, so how the firewall will validate the configuration, that we can learn. Okay, we'll move to the running configuration. So before going to the actual commit process, we have to know some commit. Okay, what are the types of commits that we have in the firewall? Okay, so the first one is partial commit, and we'll be having a full commit. Okay, so depends on the administrators that are available to, okay, that are available in the firewall. This partial commit and full commit is defined. Okay, so let's suppose we have a firewall. Okay, in this firewall we have created multiple admins. Okay, let's suppose you have admin 1. Okay, admin 2, and again you will be having admin 3. So I have a 3 admins, so who are okay, who gave access to this firewall, and these 3 admins are super users. Okay, super user means who the users which having the full access to the firewall, whatever they want they can do everything. Okay, even configuration changes, or can delete. Okay, everything they can do. Okay, super users are those who can have full access to the firewall. So I have a 3 admins who can change okay who is having who is having a access to the firewall, whatever they want they can do. Okay, so now admin 1 is doing some changes. Okay, admin 1, let's suppose he is creating a policies. So he has a task to create a policies to block or to allow something in the firewall. Admin 2, okay, he is also creating some policies, some configuration. Let's suppose he is configuring some IPsec or some related changes. Okay, and there is an admin 3 who is doing some okay interface configuration or zone creations. Okay, so he is doing something. Okay, so whenever multiple admins log in at a time and they are doing the changes, we have to okay we whenever we are making the changes or whenever multiple admins are logged in, we have to be okay we are more cautious at that time. Okay, so why? Because so whenever multiple admins are logged in and multiple admins are changing the okay configuration, so we have to more cautious whenever we are doing a commit. Okay, so let's suppose admin 1 completed its changes. Okay, admin 1 completed the policy changes, but admin 2 admin 3 are in between the changes. Okay, between the okay they are in between the configuration here. Okay, admin 1 has completed their changes. Okay, admin 1 has completed their changes, they are about to commit. So for him they will be having two options, whether he has to do a partial commit or he has to do full commit. So here in this case, whenever multiple admins logged in and they are making changes at a time, so what they have to do is they have to do a partial commit. Okay, so why? Because partial commit is that only the changes made by the particular admin. Okay, commit made by particular admin. Okay, so why? Because if you do a full commit, okay, if you do a full commit, every configuration who are okay every configuration that all the admins done. Okay, if you click on a full commit, so every configuration that done by all the admins will be going to a commit process and will be going to a running configurations. But if admin 2 and admin 3 are in between, he has not completed the changes, he is in between and he is not fully okay committed fully configured. He is also admin 3 is also not committed, okay, not completed the changes fully. Whenever we made full commit, these okay along with the admin 1 changes, admin 2 and admin 3 changes will also be pushed. Okay, will also be pushed to the running config. If it is not completed fully, it may affect the okay the traffic flowing through the firewall. Okay, and they may cause some disruption to a network or leads to an outages as well. Okay, so here why I'm saying this partial commit and full commit means, so if you have only one admin, you can do whatever you want, you can do partial commit or you can do full commit, because you are only the one who are going to make the changes, and you can do whatever you want. But whenever there are multiple admins that are logged in and there are multiple admins who are making the changes, okay, the best practice is go with a partial commit. Because if you do a partial commit, whatever the changes made by admin 1, they only okay he's going to do a commit, right? So admin 1 is going to do a commit with partial commit. So whatever the changes admin 1 made, so those changes only those changes will going to push into the running configuration. Okay, so and in the same wise admin 2, whenever admin 2 okay make the changes and completed their changes, he is going to do a partial commit, and his changes alone will be going to push into the running config. And in the same way admin 3 as well. Okay, so this is a one thing that you have to note down whenever you are making changes. Okay, if I want to show you that, so see here, so let me configure something. Okay, let me configure one policy, test policy. So let's make source user as inside, destination as any, and I will set the action allow. Okay, Okay, let me use this configuration. Okay, so I created a test policy. So I just have an requirement to create some test policy. Then my changes are done. Okay, now what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do a commit. Whenever you are click on the commit, so you will be getting an option whether you have to do a commit all changes or commit made by particular admin. So commit all changes mean this is a full commit. Okay, so whenever you click commit all changes, that is a full commit, and commit changes made by the particular admin who are okay, who are logged in now, and who is going to make the changes now. Okay, so this is a particular admin. So then how can I know whether there are other changes reflecting in my configuration? Means there is an option to preview changes in the commit. Okay, so whenever you are making the changes, you have to preview the change. Okay, line of context. Okay, you can just keep 10 and click on OK. So it will show you the whatever the changes that you have made is reflecting here or not, or any other changes apart from your changes. Is there any other changes reflecting in the commit? Okay, that's where you can see whether there is any other changes are okay reflecting. So whenever you okay, if you do this, okay, if you select commit changes made by only okay particular admin, this will having only his changes only. Okay, whenever you select commit all changes and click on preview changes, so it will show whoever making the changes in the firewall as well. Okay, so in such a way you can okay, so in the by the preview changes you can come to know who are making the changes or what are the changes that are available, uh, that are available in your commit. Okay, so make sure whenever you are making the changes, okay, select the commit changes made by your admin. Okay, your name. So in the real time you will be if you are granted an access to the firewall, you can see okay your login credentials. Okay, you with your username you can see here. So and also you can just go ahead with the preview changes and verify if I have only my changes or not. Okay, I have created a test policy right now, so I have only the test policy. Okay, this is a candidate configuration, and this is a running configuration. See here the green. Okay, if you are seeing the uh, background color green, so that is newly adding. Okay, and if you see the yellow color, so that will be calling as okay already existing one, but you are modifying some configuration in that. But whenever you see the red background, so that you are deleting. Okay, so now this test policy will be available in the candidate configuration. Okay, but there is this test policy is not there in the running config. So if you want to reflect this configuration from candidate to running configuration, we have to do a commit. So how we can do means you can just select the commit changes made by admin and you can just commit. The commit process will be okay started. Okay, so this is a partial commit and full commit. There are okay, and in the firewall, if you can see whenever you click on commit, you can see in the task manager. Let me show you that. So I'm not doing a commit, I will do a commit. Okay, there are some other things that we need to discuss. So if you see here, if you open a task manager, in every firewall you can see the auto commit. Okay, so this auto commit, so why we in every firewall, not only the lab firewalls, in every production firewall also you can see this auto commit. So what is this auto commit means? Auto commit is nothing but so whenever you reboot the firewall. Okay, whenever you reboot the firewall or restart the firewall, so all process will be going to an okay whatever the process that are available in the firewall, that all the process are going to an no, no, they are not going to run right whenever you are rebooting and restart. So once the reboot is successful, the firewall will be coming up, right? So once the firewall coming up after the reboot, if all the fire if the all the process are running in the running state. Okay, so if I want to show you, let me log into the putty 192.168.52.132. So whenever we are rebooting the firewall, so whatever the processes are running in the firewall, that will be going into an that will be going to stop. Okay, all the process, and once the reboot is successful, the firewall will be you can get an login page. Okay, so you are seeing here, right, login as and password. So this login and password will be seen only when the all the process are running. Okay, so how can you check means, so use the command show system software status. Okay, so this will give the all the processes. Okay, whatever the process that are running in the firewall, that should be in the running mode. So whenever this who will be taking care of this means, this is a auto commit. Okay, if all the process are running or not, if any of the process is not running, that will be taken care by the auto commit. And apart from the process running, whatever the configuration that is available before the reboot, the same commit has to be reflect in the firewall after the reboot as well. Okay, that is also taken care by the auto commit. Okay, so this auto commit will be you can see on the firewall whenever you reboot or whenever you restart the firewall, and that will be this all the process, if all the process are running, then only auto commit will be complete. Okay, if any of the process is not running and it will be in the stop stage, or if it is still initialization state, the auto commit will not complete. If auto commit is not complete, so you cannot make any changes. If you are making the changes, this commit will not work. And also, okay, if you see here in the interfaces, these interfaces will also be will not start. Okay, until unless the auto commit is completed. Okay, so this is one type of commit. This you can see on every firewall. Okay, if you open your firewall as well, this auto commit will be there. So whenever you reboot the firewall, just come into the taskbar. So this auto commit will be automatically processed by the firewall once the reboot is complete. Okay, so this is one type of one this is about the auto commit. And you can see whenever you make the changes, you can also see the normal commit. Okay, this is normal commit, which is local commit. Okay, local commit, we can call it as an local commit. Okay, so whatever the changes that you made on the firewall, whenever you click on commit. Okay, so now I am going to click the commit, and once I click on the commit, you can see an commit here. Okay, so this is normal, whatever the changes that we made on the firewall, and if you want to reflect that in the running config, that you can see as a commit. Okay, and we'll be having a commit all. Okay, so there is an commit all, where you can see on the whenever the firewall is connected to the panorama. Okay, so whenever the firewall is connected to the panorama, and there is centralized management device, right? We can discuss more about this in the panorama class, but I will just briefly tell you here. So if you want to manage your firewall using a panorama, okay, so you have to connect the firewalls to the panorama. So once the firewalls are connected to the panorama, these are fully managed by this panorama device. So whatever the changes that you want to make on the firewalls, you are going to do on the panorama. Okay, and you are pushing these changes to the firewalls. Okay, whenever you are pushing the changes to the firewalls, that will be reflecting as commit all. Okay, in the task manager. So commit is for local commit, where either it is firewall or panorama. And whenever you are pushing the changes from firewall whenever you are pushing the changes from panorama to the firewalls, that will be that will be reflecting as a committal. Okay, so you can just have a difference between these as well. Okay, whenever you reboot the firewall or restart the firewall, so the first commit you can see as an auto commit. Okay, and if you are making the changes on the firewall locally, that will be called as an commit. And if the firewall is fully managed by the Panorama, and you are making changes, and you are pushing the changes from Panorama to the firewall, that you can reflecting as a commit all. Okay, so this is also we can see the partial commit and full commit in the Panorama as well. That is a different thing. Okay, so but partial commit and full commit is different thing, and auto commit, commit and commit all are the different things. Okay, so these are also a part of commit. So that's why I'm just referring here. So till now, any questions here? Any questions, guys, here?
Can you once again explain that auto commit?
Yeah. So see here, whenever you reboot your firewall, okay. So whenever you reboot the firewall, and whenever you restarted the firewall, so and once the firewall coming up after the reboot, okay, every service has to be run, right? So if some service is not running on the firewall, so that will be taken care by the auto commit. Auto commit will verify all the process, okay. So auto commit will be check all these processes whether these processes are running or not after the commit. Sorry, not after the commit, after the reboot of the firewall, and the firewall coming up successfully. So it will be verifying if all the services or all the processors are running or not. So if any of these processors are not running, so the auto commit will not be completed. And if the auto commit is not completed, it will not. Okay, you can log into the firewall, but you cannot make any changes. Okay, you cannot make any changes, and you can also see the interfaces. Okay, the interfaces will be in the shutdown state. So if you make changes, and whenever you are doing a commit, so it will be throwing an error that auto commit is still in progress. So you can okay, you can commit the changes after the auto commit. Okay, so like that error that you can see. And once every process is running successfully, so then auto commit will be completed. And auto commit will be also taken care of the configurations. Okay, configuration in the sense, whatever the configurations that are available before the reboot, those changes will also be, okay, make sure the auto commit make sure that those changes will also be reflect, okay, on the firewall after the reboot. So there will be a no configurations missing whenever you are doing a reboot, so that auto commit will be taken care. Okay, so uh, that is the role of auto commit that having on every firewalls. Okay, understood? Do you have any questions, sir?
Yeah, got it.
Any other questions, guys, before proceeding further? Yeah. And see here, after this we will be having commit queues. Okay, so commit queues, what is commit queue means? So whenever in every firewall, okay, not only hardware firewall, not only software firewall, in every firewall only one commit will be processed at a time. Okay, so only one only one commit will be processed at a time. And if you made any subsequent changes, that will be moving to a commit queue. Okay, so based upon the firewall model, so the firewall will support maximum commits in the queue. So PAVM will support up to three commits in the queue. Okay, while one commit is processing, it will be allow. Okay, PAVM will allow maximum of three commits to be queued. Okay, so this is the same like, okay, how you are how you can stand queue not recent days, in olden days we can see, right, we are standing in a queue for movie tickets or standing in a queue for something. So maybe if they allowed, okay, these members are only allowed in the queue, so those only they will be allowing, and rest they will be taking out, right? So in the same way, whenever we are doing one commit on the firewall, and these firewalls will allow only certain commits into the queue. So the maximum of commit that will be queued in the PAVM is all the VM firewalls. It will be in three commits to be queued, and you will be having PA 220 and PA 400, right? So it will also having a three commits to be queued, and PA 3200, PA 5200, you can queue. Okay, commit will be maximum of five commits to be queued. PA 7000 series firewalls, you can see 10 commits to be queued, and you will be having panorama, right? In the panorama also we will be having hardware and software. So panorama, so hardware will be calling as an M series. So in the M series, and panorama VMs. So panorama will be having only one panorama VM. We will be calling as a panorama VM. All the panoramas will be support up to 10 commits to be queued on the, okay, when one commit is processing. Okay. So how it will like? So let's show you the here. Okay. So let's make. I am creating one more policy. Okay. Let's take test policy 2. Go with source zone, okay, and any destination zone. So I'm going to do an application. I'm including application here. So use Facebook. Now I want to block the Facebook. Okay, I'm just creating a test policy. Okay, this is not exact policy. I'm just making some change, and I want to show you how the commit will be processed. Okay, so now I'm doing a commit. Okay, and a partial commit, and click on commit. Now I have an, okay, I am closing this for now, and I have an other requirement. Okay, I forgot to okay, configure zone. Okay, and I forgot to configure a zone in the same commit. Now I am doing one more commit. Okay, so I am doing one more commit. So if I go on the task, there is one commit is processing. Okay, there is one commit is processing, and I done other commit, right? It is in the queue. Okay, it is in the queue, and position is 1. So likewise I can commit, okay, I can queue the commit, two more commit, okay, two more commits will be queued, okay, because this is a PAVM where if one commit is processing, so I can queue only three other commits. Okay, now I have one commit in the queue, and other I can add two more commits. Okay, so likewise in every hardware firewalls or in every software they will be having their limit. Now this commit is completed. Sorry, this commit is completed, and next commit which is positioned in first, okay, in the first position in the queue, that will be moving to the commit process. Okay, so likewise we will be having every firewall will be having their limit PAVM though, so it will be having 3, 220 and 400, 3, 3200, 52005, 7000 series firewall 10, and in the panorama you can see in a hardware and VM series you can have 10 commits to be queued. Okay, while one commit will be processed. Okay, but the firewall will process only one commit at a time, so they will be having no other way. So the only one commit will be processed in all the firewalls, whether it is an hardware or software, or whether it is an PA220, 3200 or panorama. Okay, only one commit will be processed at a time, while other commits will be in the queue. Okay, so this is how the commit is going to work here. And next we'll be having one transformation script. So this will be applicable for the panorama. If I told you panorama, that you can understand well. So let's discuss this transformation script in the panorama class. Okay, so because there is certain criteria to connect firewalls to the panorama, if I tell you now, okay, that will be not useful. So I will tell you this transformation script, okay, whenever we are dealing with panorama class. Okay, So these are the commit queues. Any questions here? Any questions on the commit queue? Others? Any questions?
Hey, how to check a particular user changes, commit list?
Particular user changes that we can see on the okay. Let me show you that. So if you want to see the particular user changes commits, okay, you can go on the config audit. Okay, so you can
Okay.
do an config audit.
In config audit, it is user ID is showing.
Yeah, if you take okay this commit, this commit audit will make okay will show you a difference between your okay last commit and the current commit. Okay, I will show you that. So if you see here, there is an okay this is a 33rd and this is a 32nd that we have created this, and who are doing this here, it will show here. Okay,
Okay.
so this 33rd commit version is done by the admin. Okay, because
Okay.
I only the one who made the changes here, right? So it will be showing an admin here. So if
Okay.
someone has logged in and with their username, okay, it will be
Okay.
showing here. Okay, with this you can comes to know who is done and at what time it is done and what configuration is added or
Yes.
deleted, something
Mm.
else.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Commit audit. Config audit.
Any other questions? So if you don't have any questions, we can proceed further. Okay, proceed further. We'll be having okay. This is important. Okay, so in the commit there are certain phases. Okay.
If you have done any changes, after that we need to roll back the entire configuration. Do you have any option?
After the configuration, if you want to roll back, okay, we cannot roll back. Okay, if we have made the changes, but if you haven't made the commit, there is an option to revert the changes. Okay, revert the changes. So if
After
you
com-
after
uh,
the commit you can do, but that will be in the okay setup operations. You can go with the load configuration version, or you can do an revert lot saved configuration.
okay.
So what are the changes that you have last saved, so you can revert it. So otherwise
The
you
last
can go
saved
with
or otherwise a particular user config changes
particular
rollback.
user configuration changes we cannot do here, because whatever the changes that made by the particular admin, that will be going to reflect in the okay running configuration. And
Okay.
if you go with last saved configuration, whatever the changes made by that particular admin, that will be removed, and whatever the last changes that you have made, that will be added into the commit, added into your configuration.
Okay.
And if you want to go with the okay any committed version that you can go with load configuration version, and you can drop down here. It will show here what is your last committed version that you want to go. So if
Okay.
someone has changed the last okay last commit, which is 33, and if you don't want that, and if you know the whoever done okay, from the config audit you comes to know which config that you want to okay, which config you don't want, right? So from the config audit you can come to know which is the okay committed
For
version that
example, now 24 list is I need to roll back. What?
24. Okay,
Yes.
24 means you can just select and you can
Okay.
click on, it will be loading. Okay, once
Okay.
it is loaded, you can check the status here. If the load is
Okay.
completed, you can just do a commit. Okay, once you done the load, you have to do a commit. Okay,
Okay.
so any other questions? Okay, we will proceed further. Okay, here in the commit, this is the important. Okay, so these are the general information I have given regarding the commit. and whenever you click on, okay, whenever you made changes, that will be available in the candidate configuration, right? And whenever you click on commit, so before moving the configuration from candidate to running configuration, you can see these phases, okay. If these phases are completed, the commit will be successfully completed, then the configuration will move from running candidate configuration to the running configuration, okay. So what are the commit phases here means, there are three phases in the commit, which is phase 0, phase 1, and phase 2, okay. So here phase 0, what the firewall will do in the phase 0, once you click on commit, okay, once you click on commit, the first, the firewall will be, okay, the commit will be moving to the phase 0, where the firewall will assign IDs, okay, will assign IDs to the configuration. So whenever you click on commit, it will the commit will directly move into the phase 0. In the phase 0, the firewall will assign the IDs. So what are those IDs means, so if you click on show jobs all, here you can see the IDs, right? So these IDs, okay. So there is an auto commit, which is the first one. So as I told you, the first one will be an auto commit, and next to subsequent commits, whatever we are making changes, it will add an IDs. So whenever you click on commit, so it will check what is the last ID, and then it is going to assign the next plus one, okay. So if you are making changes now, and if you click on commit, your ID will be 10, okay. Who will do that means, the firewall, the phase 0, the commit, the in the commit, the phase 0 will assign IDs to the configuration, okay. So once the phase, okay, once the IDs are once the IDs are assigned in the phase 0, so all the configuration will move into an merge sp.xml file, okay. This is a file where every configuration will move into this file, okay. So once this file, okay, once the configuration, once the IDs are assigned and configuration is moved to the this merge sp.xml file, this phase 1 will use this merge sp.xml file, okay. So it will be moving, once the configuration merge sp.xml file, it will be moving to then phase 1 configuration, phase 1. So in phase 1, this is a important phase in the commit. So if something is going wrong, that will be in the phase 1 only. So here config validation will be done, okay. Configuration validation will be done, okay. So if something has wrong in the configuration, or if anything you are missing in the configuration, that will be done in the phase 1 itself, okay. So how it is going to do means, so in every firewall there is a management server, okay. So here we'll be having one yeah, this is a management server which will be taken care of all the whatever the commit that you are doing, and whatever the configuration that you are doing, this management server is responsible, okay. What this management server will do means, this management server, okay, will take the configuration, will take the configuration and it will push the configuration to every other process, okay. Every other process in the sense, so let's suppose you have a firewall. So let's suppose you have configured interfaces, okay. You have configured interfaces, you have configured zones, you have configured IPsec configuration, okay, in the same commit. Let's suppose you have also configured high availability configuration, okay. So for everything you will be having separate process, okay. So for interface and zones you will be having device manager service. For IPsec you can see IKEMGR, okay. I will show you that. For HA you will be see HA agent, okay. So if you see here, there are multiple processes for every configuration. There is one particular, okay, process. So this is a IKMGR, which is for IPsec. HA agent is for HA, and DSCP is for DH, okay. DSCP dev server is for, okay, all the device related information, and all the interface configuration that will be taken care by the device server. And again, the tunnel D you can see for IPsec, okay, and SSL VPN for SSL. If you have any routing related, the route D will be taken care, okay. So let's suppose you have configured interface configuration IPsec and HA, okay. Once you make the commit, and for this configuration, the phase 0 is going to assign one ID. Let's suppose now I have 9, right? So it is going to add the ID as 10, and it will moving all the configuration is to merge sp.xml file, okay. And next it is moving to the phase 1, okay. Phase 1, what it will do, the management server will take all the configuration, whatever the configuration is available, it will be pushing all the changes to the respective demands, okay. If it is seen interface and Jones configuration, it is moving the configuration to dev server, okay. So this respective configuration will be taken care by the device server. So that will be moving to the dev server, okay. And if it is an IPsec related, so it will be moving those changes to the IKEMGR process. So this IKEMGR process is responsible for that, okay. And if it is an HA, so there is an HA agent. So HA agent is a process which will be taken care by the HA configuration, okay. So respective daemon, where the configuration will push to the respective daemons. What these daemons will do means, we can call it as a process or we can call it as a daemons. So what this process or daemons will do means, this will validate the configuration whether you have done a correct configuration or not. If there are any syntax errors, or if you have made any mistakes in the configuration, this can be validate, okay. And it will send the message, okay. If it is okay, it will send a success message to the management server, because this management server only validating the configuration, right? So this management server only push the changes to the respective daemon. Once the management server push the config, this management server will wait for the response, okay. If everything is okay, this okay, this will send a success message, this will also send the success message, and this will also send the success message. If every daemon send a success message, then only the phase 1 will be success, okay. Here you can see phase 1, okay. First, whenever the configuration sent, so it will be, you can see the phase 1 sent, okay. And the management server, once the phase 1 sent, the configuration sent to the respective daemons, and the management server will waiting for the response. So if every daemon validate the configuration and every daemon send a success message, then only the phase 1 will be okay. It means phase 1 is successful, and it will be moving into an phase 2, okay. So if anything is wrong in the configuration, and if the respective daemon send an okay error message like this configuration is wrong, so this configuration, something is missing in this configuration, like that, if the daemon receives, the phase 1 will fail, okay. The phase 1 will fail, and if the phase 1 will fail, entire commit will be failed, okay. This commit will be fail, okay. And if the commit will fail, it will throw an error. So what is the mistake that you have done, you can see in the error, and based upon the error you have to make the changes again, okay. So that's what happened in the phase 1, okay. Phase 1 is like how we can say means, phase 1 is heart of the commit. So phase 1 is just, it will assign the IDs and it will be moving the configuration in phase 1. So phase 1 is validating the configuration, right? So phase 1 is heart of the commit. So if something is goes wrong, the phase 1, it will be wrong in the phase 1 itself, okay. So if everything is good, the phase 1 will return okay, p1 okay, and it will be going to move to the phase 2, okay. What phase 2 will do means, it will just okay send the configuration. If everything is okay, it will be send the configuration, okay. Send the configuration from candidate to running config, okay. It will be just the phase 2, if everything is okay in the phase 2, every configuration that is available in the candidate moving to the running configuration, okay. So these are the three stages, three phases that are available in the phase in the commit. So first one is phase 0, second one is phase 1, and other one is phase 2, okay. So let me show you that. So let me make some other changes. So let me make some, we are already added zones, right? Let's create zone here. Okay, and let me add any of the address objects. So let me add any one address object. Okay, so now I have added some okay zones and network objects. So let me add any the policy. So I have made some changes. I have loaded some configuration, right? So that's why whatever we have done before, it was gone. So I have made test policy and test policy two, right? So I have loaded other configuration. So those whatever we have done, so that has went away. So I'm just creating this policy with an allow. Okay, now what I am doing is I will do a commit. So before commit, I want to tell you the okay one more thing. So if you want to see see these phases, there is one command which is, so you can do it in the CLI. This is show management clients, where you can see okay state, okay, what are the clients that are going to verify the changes, and what is the state, okay, and what is the progress, okay, whether it is 100% or 0%. There are some which are in the initialization state that we cannot bother about it. By default the firewall will be having them in the initialization state, which is command only, so that we cannot bother about that. If you see here, you can see the p2, okay. So p2 okay means the commit will be okay, the commit the p1, if the p1 is okay, the p2 obviously will be okay. So that will be taken care by the commit, okay. Now what I will do means, I am going to do an commit now, okay. Once I click on the commit, so here in this case, all will be in the initializing state, right? So once the commit progresses, okay, better you can so let's wait for commit to progress. It is still in the 0%, right? So it is initializing still. See here, there is p1 sent and p1 sent on the user id, and other are in p1, okay, means, so we have made only some changes. So we have made some objects and policies, okay, that this is taken care. So that is a, it is a p1 sent now, and other okay, p1 okay means there are no changes that are related to this, right? So they directly replied with p1 okay, and there are some process which is p1 sent, means the configuration is sent and they are waiting for the management server is waiting for this, okay, this process to send their validation and success message. So still it is p1 sent only, okay, and let's wait for, okay, and if everything goes well, and you can see the p1 okay now, okay. So still this is validating the configuration, the device server, so it is still validating. So it is also p1, okay, p1 sent and p1 okay. Once the p1 okay, you can see the p2 okay, okay. Now the configuration is committed successfully, and if p2 is okay, and if you see all the p2 okay, the configuration will be successful, okay. If anything, okay, if any process in this is p1 failed, okay, the commit will be failed, okay. If single configuration will fail, the commit will be failed, and you can see the instead of warning, you can see the errors here, okay. If you see the errors, so the commit, okay, you the commit will be failed, and based upon the error, you can make other changes. you can make the changes and you can do a commit again. Okay, then it will again go into an initializing phase. Okay, and p1 p0 p1 p2. So if you want to show the show jobs all, so here this will be adding an id as 10, and once it added an id, so it will be moving to the phase one, and it will be going further. Okay, so from the GUI you can see the commit. Okay, from the GUI, from the taskbar you can see the commit progress, but if you want to show in the CLI you can also show here. Okay, show jobs all, where you can see all the committed versions, all the commits. So if you want to see only the what happened in the particular commit, you can use show jobs id, and you can mention the id, so you can get that details about the particular commit. Okay, so what happened in that commit, so it will give you details here. So this is same as this one. Okay, this is from the GUI, and this is from the CLI. Okay, these are the two commands you have to do. So show jobs also gives all the okay commits that done so far on the firewall, and if you want to verify only the particular commit, you can use show jobs id and that id number. Okay, so this ends our commit class. So do you have any questions? You understood, right, what will be happening behind whenever you click on the commit? Got it?
Karthik, can you explain the phase one once again?
Phase one. Okay, so see here in the phase one, what will happen means mostly the configuration validation will be done in the phase one, and this will also be an our okay hard to our commit process. So all the configurations that whatever we have done, that validation will be done. So how it will be done means this management server will be taken care. So all the configurations this management server will take, and it will send every okay respective configuration to their daemons. So in this case I have okay just I'm taking example, I have configured interfaces and zones, I have configured IPsec, and I have configured HA log HA configuration. So what this management server will do means this management server will take all this configuration, and respective configuration will send to the respective d1. Okay, so interface and zones configuration will send to the device server. Okay, and IPsec will be okay sent to the IKMGR, which is this IKMGR is responsible for IPsec, and the HA agent it will send an HA agent. Okay, so it will send to the HA agent daemon. So these all the daemons will validate the configuration if there are any misses. Okay, if you have missed any configure, if you miss anything in that configuration, or if you configured anything wrong in that configuration, these respective daemons, if something has done wrong in the IPsec, this IKMGR will validate, and it will be provide or feedback to the feedback in the sense response to the management server that this some configuration is change, this configuration is wrong, and it will send an okay failed message, or it will send an okay non-success message to the management server, and these device servers will send an success if some if everything is wrong, if everything is well, so this device server and H agent will send an success message, but this IKMGR has sent an unsuccess message with some error message. Okay, in that case this p1 okay if entire configuration is okay, then only p1 will be okay, otherwise p1 will it will be writing as p1 fail. If p1 fail, it will not moving to the other, and our commit will be getting okay our commit will be getting failed. So if everything is okay, let's suppose I have done everything is everything correct, and this IK MGR will also return the success to the MGR management server, and every other daemon also send an success message to the management server. Now p1 okay. Okay, so you can see the p1 okay. If p1 is okay, it will move into the phase 2, and phase 2 it will simply send the configuration. If p1 is okay, the p2 will also be okay. Okay, so it will send an configuration from candidate to running config. So then if it will be moving to p2 okay. If p2 okay, your commit will be successful. Okay, so this is what happened in phase 1, and obviously phase 2 will also get success. Okay, Got it? Or still
Yeah,
you have any
got it, got it.
any other questions, guys?
బ్రో మీరు అది ట్రబుల్ షూట్ చేశారా అది ఇన్‌స్టాలేషన్?
Sorry, sorry.
అది ఇన్‌స్టాలేషన్ ట్రబుల్ షూట్ చేశారా? అది చేస్తా అన్నారు కదా!
Oh yeah, yeah. I just completed. Okay, I will connect with you once. Okay, after this class, so we'll connect, and if you are available, we'll connect, and we'll do on you on your laptop as well. Okay.
షూర్. షూర్. ఓకే. థాంక్ యూ.
Any questions, guys?
In phase one, the server validation at a time, all servers validation
Oh yeah, at a time all servers will do a validation.
at a time.
Yeah.
If you have any error got in two servers,
Hmm.
it is showing two errors at a time.
Yeah. Two errors. If you have done some configuration changes wrong, so it will throw an error, and this will also throw an error at a time only.
At a time. Okay.
Yeah. If all the servers send an success message, then only P1 okay. Otherwise, if any of the
Okay.
servers,
All servers validation come after completion only send the error message, right?
yeah.
So if any of the daemons send an error message, so automatically the commit will fail, right?
Sorry.
So if any one of the daemons send an error message, so automatically that commit will fail, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So let's say if I made changes in device section and I have made changes in IK phase one and I have made changes in policy.
Mm.
So I have made mistakes in IKE and
Mm.
but not in both device and
Mm.
security policy. So
Mm.
what is the status then?
Yeah, I told you right. If you have sending in changes respect to three demons, so if something is wrong, so that particular one will send an error message, others will send a success message. Okay, the management server will send P1 okay when every daemon send an success message. If any one of these daemons send an error message, it will be P1 fail. If P1 fail, the commit will get failed.
Okay, got it.
It is showing now what configuration is failed.
Yeah,
Wrong
it will show here
configuration.
in the error. It will show your
Showing,
policy
huh?
is mismatching or your IPC configuration is wrong. It will show in the error.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, Karthik, I'm good.
Okay. Others? Others, do you have any questions or do you need any clarification on this? You got it right how the commit is going to work now. So in the firewalls, in every firewall, this is the same process. Okay, whenever you click on commit, other firewall instance, all other Palo Alto firewalls. Okay. Okay, guys. If you don't have any questions, we can wind up this session here. Okay. So we can meet tomorrow, and we'll be tomorrow. From tomorrow, we from with this our firewall fundamentals will complete. So from tomorrow, we are entering to our main course, starting with SSL decryption. Okay. So we'll meet you tomorrow, and we'll start the SSL decryption at the same time. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Have a good day. Bye.